Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube while you game video. Hope you're enjoying your night, maybe playing some games, and you want some background noise. I'm here for that. Right now it's storming where I live. My dog is under my desk right now, because he is terrified. Poor guy. Um, but right now I'm making a tier list over my favorite game ever as after the DLC dropped. Gonna just turn to my favorite game. Elden Ring. Yeah, it even beat out Red Dead. I love Red Dead Redemption. Um, well, maybe they're kind of neck and neck. I'm not really sure which I would say is my favorite, but we are going to go over a Remembrance boss tier list, not including DLC. I haven't finished the DLC quite yet. I want to say that for a separate video. I just scrapped an every boss tier list just because there's just so many bosses in Elden Ring, like side bosses, and there's only so much I can say. I am, you know, a pretty casual player, but I do have a ton of hours, like 250 plus hours in this game, and I beat it multiple times, and I love it. It's so much fun. I took a long break because I realized that I had just been playing it so much. I just kept beating it over and over again, and I just kept playing, and I just was not getting bored. So decided to take a break, and then and I just wait for the DLC to come out. I waited about a year, and it's finally out, and I've just been playing that. So yeah, I don't remember all these bosses' names, like this one right here, this dragon. I think it's Placiduce X. I think that's what it is. But apologies if I can't remember. Um, I might even add a little tier right here. Um, Maybe one day I will make a tier list for every boss. It would just take a long time. I don't really know if I want to do that. We'll see. We will see. Just gonna go ahead and I don't want that to be black. It should be purple, like dark blue. We'll do green. And this one, we'll make this one blue. I don't like how these are. Let's be. Oh, sorry. We're just we're just going through changing some colors. 'Cause I want some spice it up a bit. Go down from green. Oh, my dog is shaking. He's poor. He's very scared of thunder. He does not like it. Okay. Oh, gotta switch these on. That's fine. We'll put this one as like blue. Okay, sorry. I forget. Oh, Groget. Oh, whatever. I Groget. So, first up, Godric the Grafted. I really like this fight. I'm gonna put an A tier because Margit, sorry, he's a really good gateway boss. He's actually one of the best placed bosses in the game. He kind of forces new players because they won't be able to beat him, base level and base skill. It forces them to go explore and go check out Caelid and the Weeping Peninsula and the rest of Limgrave. I kind of sound like a nerd here, but whatever. I love this game. Uh, it's a great boss. So when you finally beat it and you go through the castle, you're expecting something good, and you do. It delivers. The cinematics are really cool. When he puts that dragon on his arm, breathes fire and stuff. It's really cool. The fight itself isn't very difficult. For new players, like I remember when I saw him, I had to cheese him the first time. I remember because I was so like intimidated, and I was like, no way I can beat whatever the heck this thing is. So I ended up Scarlet rotting him to death and kept running away. That was really funny, but um, you know, now I would never cheese a boss like that. maybe sometimes. Like I, kind of mess with Moog with Commodore, but we'll get to that. Is Moog a Remembrance boss? Oh yeah, there he is. Okay. Placiduce X. Really cool boss. He's carried by the cinematics and the scenery and all that stuff. But the fight itself is kind of eh. It's just such a cool fight. I'm gonna be honest. It's such a cool fight. Um, and when you find it, like I didn't even know he was there my first playthrough. I don't think. So when you do find it, it's really cool. Not much to say about him. Kind of forgettable. Um, Malekith. Oh man, I know. Hot take. This boss is the bane of my existence. Super cool boss. Super cool looking. Um, it's just I can never consistently beat him. I always get lucky. He in my opinion is probably the hardest boss on this besides like Millennia. He's so difficult for me. I can't with him. He makes me so mad. Like I can sit here all I want and say, "Oh, the boss is really cool. I'll put him in A tier." But the second I start fighting him, oh man, my blood pressure it goes up really high. Um, you already know. You already know Godfrey. I was just ready, just really ready to put him up in S tier here. Godfrey is like the perfect fight. He's the second best on this list, and I'll tell you why. My favorite bosses are like this. There's a DLC boss that I'll talk about when I make that video. But Godfrey, it's pure skill. You know, it's not. He doesn't run away. He has like kind of one cheesy move where he throws you up in the air and slams you. It's not even cheesy, um, per se. It is a little cheese, but it's just really all about dodging, rolling, learning his attacks, doing all this stuff. It's no like like with Placiducex and Malekith, they're kind of just random, it feels like. And they're super fast, and I don't know how to explain it, but like Godfrey's fight is so smooth, and it's just dodge this, dodge that, find your opening. And I feel like a Malekith, like there is no opening. It's just really, hope you don't get hit. Hit Godfrey, you learn his attacks, and you find your opening, and it's really fun. That's why it's really fun. Um, back to back S tiers about to be here. Moog is my favorite boss in the normal base game. All time, probably second. The DLC has one boss that I love so much. He's so much fun. You'll see. I'm sure you can kind of guess who it is, but Moog is like Godfrey, except he has a few ranged attacks, and you can kind of switch up your build on him a little bit more. Godfrey, better hope you're kind of running a melee build. Spells will be a little bit harder, I feel like. Maybe I don't really run intelligence builds. I love faith, strength, and I love anything with faith. Faith is probably my favorite. But Moog is just really really enjoyable. All of his attacks are smooth. You just dodge. Some of his attacks are a little annoying. He has this in the heal, which is, every boss is kind of like a cheese attack, and that's probably his. But you can negate it. Um, yeah, he's just a good boss, and I really enjoy playing against him. He can make me mad, but this whole game makes me mad. Um, moving on. Sorry, I had to take some water. Melania. Uh, Pure aura alone gets her an A tier. The most intimidating boss, just because she's so notorious. Um, as a boss herself, she's fun. I know the first time I beat her was when the Mimic tier was super powerful, so I didn't even really struggle. I set my Mimic tier on him and started smiting her from across the map with the Grand Sax lightning bolt. Yeah, super, super, super hard boss though when you're not running an overpowered item. Um, but everyone, whenever you beat her, it's just such a good feeling. Like I just beat arguably the hardest boss in any game. Um, but yeah, Elden Beast, C tier. really boring. I wish, we're just talking Elden Beast. No, whatever his name is. I can't think of his name. Red hair guy. That guy's like A tier because he's really fun. But Elden Beast is just meh, just kind of boring. He flies around, he leaves you, he runs away, he does some kind of cheesy attacks. He's just not very fun. Um, that's all I could say. Like hmm, C tier is kind of a mid tier, and he's just mid, the epitome of mid. B tier. Anyways, moving on. Sorry. Renala. I'm definitely gonna put him in front because dragon fights are usually lower for me. Renala's definitely not an A tier for me, but she's pretty fun. When you first run into her, she's really cool. Her initial phase is really confusing. Not very hard, more just kind of weird. It's not even like annoying. It's just there. But her second phase is where she actually gets powerful. And yeah, she's pretty fun. You can stagger her pretty well sometimes. Get some cool dodges and rolls, and she's not, she doesn't like run away fully. She only has one attack I don't really like, which is with her moon one, because she basically goes immune and you just kind of gotta wait. Just kind of gotta wait for it, for her to come down. Um, Radon, man, uh, this fight, Radon is, man, Star Scourge Radon. I don't know where to put him. First off, I want to start off by saying his fight, like going into it, feels like Infinity War. It feels like Infinity War. It's so cool. You're just running in with an army, and when you fight him for the first time, he's crazy. Like, when you fight him when you're super high level, you're gonna kind of smack him. You'll do so much damage to him. He has a lot less health than you think. Um, but he's okay. In terms of like difficulty. But when you're high level, but when you start out, this guy is like the craziest dude ever. Like he's so scary. Like you kind of just send your army in there and keep respawning him and just hoping he doesn't look at you. Because he does so much in his second phase. I'm putting him in S tier. Just the pure aura that this dude has, man. His comet is crazy. His attacks are wild. And if you want the challenge, it definitely is a challenge if you're not using summons and an army of people. He's really cool. It's such a cool fight. Unfortunately, we kind of get our day ruined by this dude. F tier. It's not that he's bad. Actually, I'll put him to C. He's kind of like the Elden Beast, except the Elden Beast is actually kind of difficult sometimes. This guy is so easy. When you finally run into him, you're already pretty well set. So and you fought bosses. You probably fought Renala by now. You definitely fought Godric for Dawn. You had to have fought Radon. Um, you may have even fought Moog. So like when you fight this little horse guy, he just doesn't do much. He doesn't do a lot of damage. I think I've first tried him like every time. Might have taken me like one or two tries one time, but he just doesn't do a lot. He just kind of runs around and shoots some fire at you. He's really forgettable. It's just not a fun. And the remembrance rewards, like I'll do a remembrance rewards tier list. Maybe I'll configure this in a second for remembrance rewards, but his remembrance rewards suck too. He's just not an amazing boss. He's kind of anticlimactic. This is the anticlimactic tier, honestly. Um, where do you think? Like, before I put this here, tell yourself, like, we're gonna act like this is Dora the Explorer right here. Where do you think Estelle's gonna rank? Because if you said anything other than F tier, you were wrong. Estelle is so. Yeah, he's just so annoying. He shoots that crazy comet at you. He has some weird attacks, very random. He flies away or teleports away, really. So he's just not There's not much to say about him. He's just not fun. Um, at the end of the day, you play games to have fun. You play boss like Moog, Godfrey, Radon, Millennia, Godric. Not Estelle. I don't have fun with Estelle. He's mean. I get this one. I think he's one of the I know he's one of the dragons. I can't remember which one. Honestly, if it's the one I'm thinking about, he'd rank like B. Most dragon fights are like B tier. They're just okay. But I'm gonna put him here because I don't really remember. Rykard. Rykard is borderline S tier, top of A tier. The gimmick is really cool, but when you have a super high level character and you kind of put good talismans on, you can smack him in 30 seconds. Like I put the best possible talismans I had on. I upgraded the weapon. I don't know if that changes anything, but I upgraded the weapon to like +9. Um, and I just destroyed him. Like he honestly had no chance. Uh, it's a great gimmick. It's really cool, super cinematic, not anticlimactic at all. But just you do so much damage with that gimmick weapon to him. Now I can't imagine fighting him without it. It would be really hard. I feel like. But with that gimmick, it's really cool. Morgot, top of B. Fun fight, really cool fight. I only have one issue with him. One, what's the word? I don't know, discretion. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. One complaint. He's way too easy. And I don't know if anyone else shares this, but like every time I roll up on Morgot after the first playthrough, I beat him in one try. His attacks are pretty easy to dodge. There's some attacks that are pretty hard when he tries to skewer you or when he has that like blood blade, but I kill him so fast that he doesn't even get to do that move. Like, I talk about this Magma Blade build a lot. If you have some time on your hands, definitely farm that Magma Blade up. It does a ton of damage. I kill him in 30 seconds, man. Like, he's not hard. He's a really cool boss, that first playthrough, especially. You learn he's like kind of got like Godric. You learn all his moves and you dodge his attacks. He's not like kind of one to run away. He attacks you, you attack him. It's a fun fight, but he's just really easy. Very easy. That's my only complaint. And then Fire Giant, top of C. Um, he is kind of annoying, I would say. I hate when he rolls away, but he's a cool fight. Definitely not anticlimactic. That's what we don't like. Is bosses like this, where you get there to a dungeon or a final like area and you see this guy, and it's just like, wow, I did all this for this guy. He's not definitely not that. He's a pretty difficult boss, but he just has some really annoying gimmicks. It's not fun. Anyways, though this is my tier list. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will surely make another tier list tomorrow. I do like making these videos. They're really fun to make, even if no one sees them. No one will really see them, but they're pretty enjoyable to make. I like making them. I like coming home from work. Yeah, yeah, I like coming home from work and just like recording a little video. I don't edit them, obviously. There's too much work. I don't feel like doing it. Just kind of record it, throw it out there, do a long yapping session about stuff that I like to do. It's a little kind of a fun little thing that I got going on here. And I'm definitely gonna keep doing it because I enjoy it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.